I have a story for you! A few weeks ago, I went down to Austin to visit a friend of mine, and while I was there, we went to a friend of hers who is an artist, and we had kind of a girly craft day. And one of the goals of the girly craft day was to make a vision board for 2014, because this was still January. I was kind of two minds about the project. For one thing, we had a big stack of magazines we could go through to pick stuff for a vision board, and I really like cutting stuff out of magazines and making collages. But at the same time, I didn't really have any goals that I felt like I would find in these magazines. I didn't really have any of the goals you're supposed to have as a girl at the beginning of the year. Like, I didn't have a goal of getting buff and skinny and working out and eating healthy. Like, those are things I would like to do, but I'm just not in the place to do them now, and sometimes that's fine. I mean, I have goals for the year. They're just stuff that's probably going to be a little more difficult to find and put on a board based on clippings from magazines. Like, I want to finish revising my novel so I can try submitting it to agents and publishers, and I want to send as many hula hoops as possible to YouTubers. I didn't really see much of that in the magazines, but I was paging through anyway because I love magazines. I think they're a fascinating medium, and I've always sort of wanted to work on one or make one of my own, but anyway, I was paging through and I can't remember which magazine it was, but I came across this article about an artist named Lee Price. And at first it looked like these photographs taken from up above of women eating. And then as I read the article, I realized that they were actually paintings, super detailed oil paintings. And I was just very struck because the women weren't eating like healthy granola banana smoothies or anything like that. They were eating ice cream and ding-dongs and cupcakes. What moved me most about them was how weird it made me feel to look at them. You don't normally just see candid pictures of women binge eating in magazines. That's kind of taboo. You want to look more at pictures of women who are getting fit and getting healthy and doing right by themselves, and that's what really struck me about it. These paintings feel very real. I recognized an emotion in them that I have when I eat. First of all, it put it in a broader context. Like, instead of just thinking about myself and eating, I was looking at another woman eating in the privacy of her bedroom, in the privacy of her bathtub, and it sort of gave me a connection to latch onto. Like, I'm not the only one who eats, even though it sometimes feels like that. Anyway, I was so struck by the artwork that I pulled out one of the full-page paintings and I used it as the centerpiece for my vision board. I decided that the theme of my vision board for 2014 was going to be less about beating myself up over the fact that I'm not healthy right now, and more coming to terms with the fact that the stress I put on myself when I eat crap is almost as bad as the crap I'm eating itself. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm just trying to come to a place where food does not cause me stress. So here's my vision board. This is the artwork. The girl whose house we were at, she had a bunch of copies of Yoga Journal, and so I said at the beginning, I want to find a fat person doing yoga. And I found this gorgeous picture of a bigger woman doing triangle, and I was like, yes! And I've also got here a curvier girl in a swimsuit looking all cute. Basically, I didn't want to create a vision board that was going to make me feel ashamed of being bigger, because I'm bigger right now than I have been in the past, and maybe I lose 50 pounds this year. Maybe I don't. But either way, I'm still me, and I can still do healthy things. I can still do yoga. I can still hoop. I can still, like, you know, I can still do healthy things and be fat. Right? Does that make sense? This is something I've really been thinking about, and I've been having a hard time articulating it, but if you feel me, or if you have any thoughts on this, or Ms. Price's artwork, which I'm going to put a link to her site in the description. And by the way, some of the pieces are not safe for work, so just be careful. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. Please share them with me. I hope you're having a lovely day. You look very beautiful today, and I will see you next time. Bye! And I was kind of two minds about the project. I mean, for one thing, we had a huge stack of magazines we could go through and cut stuff out from to use in our vision board. Blah!